Welcome to Breaking the Chain. I'm Jacob, and Cody's at Worlds, so we got a special guest today. I'm gonna hand it off to her, and she's gonna explain herself and how she got into Flesh and Blood.
Hello. I'm Seren Robertson. I am a Colorado local player, local to both Jacob and Cody. And Cody's gone, so we're gonna ruin his fucking podcast.
Let's take the whole thing down.
Yeah, it will not be surviving after this one.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. How'd you get into Flesh and Blood? Tell us a little history about you.
So, funnily enough, if you're familiar with the YouTube channel Anarchy Please, our good friend Luke Harris, he's actually a local of ours as well. We actually played Magic together, and we played the Pioneer format. We met at a game store that my brother works at. And one time we were playing Commander at a taco shop, and he was like, I don't really want to play Magic today. Do you guys want to learn how to play this game, Flesh and Blood? I used to play it a lot in Louisiana, and I haven't played it in a while. My hero got banned, which was Briar, and I think I'm ready to get back on the horse. You want me to teach you guys how to play? And I think this game store, Mythic Games, that's pretty close to where we were at the time near the taco shop. Pretty sure it carries the Round the Table box set. And we whipped it out. I played Ira, and honestly, what rest was history. I grew up in South Denver playing a game called Cardfight Vanguard, which has a very similar blocking mechanic. And the second he explained that, I'm like, wait, it's Vanguard, but without the RNG. And I was just hooked from there. And I basically quit Magic that day. Like there was no chance I was coming back. And then as for my nemesis, Cody Reddy, all caps, this fucking guy has been tormenting me since my first event. First competitive season, I was really excited to play. I was really excited to play Kasai. Heavy Hitters was just coming out, and I still play her to this day. Shout out to the queen, love that girl. But we meet in top 8 after a hard-fought tournament. I play against Chris Brummett, Team Ascent member at the time, one of the best players in the state. My friend who I drove up to the tournament with, he's like, this guy's a killer. You got to watch out. On Victor, go to time, he concedes because he knows that I have a pitch stack kill on him. Beat Michael Lau, guy who everyone's known, like, this is the illusionist guy, brother of Josh Lau, famous warrior player. Beat him, top 8. First opponent, Cody Reddy. I don't know this guy. I don't know what he's all about. He goes, I'm playing Dromai. And I'm like, oh, shit, that sucks. Uh, I think I'm 5th seed, he's 4th seed. And he says, I'm going first. Draws 1 card, draws 2 cards, draws 3 cards, draws 4 cards. He looked at his hand and he goes, friend, I'm sorry. And I'm like, oh, what do you mean you're sorry, Cody Reddy? And he says, sorry, Cody Reddy, all caps. Uh, he says, Tome of Imperial Flame, pitch red, Tome Pie, destroy your dynamos. And I go,
Oh no!
I already knew that this was a bad matchup going into it, and I was like, fuck, dude, I got no shoes. I'm playing a hero that if you play Rake the Embers, I lose. Terrible. So great first impression of this guy. Crazy that we're friends now.
I feel like he
Sorry
torments a
for the
lot of
tangent.
people in the Colorado area.
Oh
He's
yeah.
just all the time in a good way.
I'm also famous. I'm also famous for having the spreadsheet of all my gem games. Cody Ray and I, lifetime 50-50. 50-50 win rate into each other. So I'm hoping one day I can even the odds on him. Maybe this is the killing blow. But, good to be here.
Yeah, you only have to bring up that stat. Like our stat doesn't matter. It's
Oh, yeah. So before we get into any of the meat of this episode, Jacob and I both think that our heroes are favored into each other.
that's the best matchup though. Like the 90-90. I love that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's like a 90-90 of like, do I draw a certain card that does anything or not?
Yeah.
But we've played 3 times in the last couple weeks. And I wait, 2 times, 3 times?
I know at least two.
Yeah, 2 times. And the 2 most recent games, both of them, like he just intimidated my deck to not do anything, and I drew, and he's like, yeah, this matchup's free for Valda. It's like, what do you mean this matchup's free for Valda? This matchup's free for Kasai.
I never said it was free, but I was always like, this is a good matchup. I feel like I'm winning whenever I sit in front of Kasai. It's still a hard matchup, but I think it's something if you know, it's good.
Insane.
Yeah, I know
player,
you disagree.
It's okay. I mean, maybe I'll get back. Maybe it is just a 90-10 that I'm just terrible.
I mean, from what you said, you beat like every other Valda, but it is
not close either. You're just him, yeah. I suppose.
I mean, I think like I'm like one of like 3 Valda players in the entire world, so.
And all 3 of them are at that one armory.
Exactly. I have a big influence in this area, you know. But...
Yeah, for real. Known for his hot Guardian tech and his wrong opinion.
That exactly. Smelting of the old ones, disenchantment of the old ones.
Insane.
Good cards. They say heave 2 wins.
They say 10 and heave 2.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about yourself?
No, I'm sick as fuck. I just juxtapose Mr. Ricka here, lowercase, by always having the correct opinion, unlike his always incorrect opinion.
Yeah, we were talking a little before the podcast. I'm like, I'm always wrong on this podcast, so it's going to be nice to have a differing opinion. It's going to be like the yin and yang, like always wrong, always right, so this will be good.
He thought Verdance was going to be a bad deck going into the season. Insane thing to say.
Yeah, I didn't think she was going to be as good as she was. I thought she would be in the meta, but like second best deck, probably not what I would have said. Probably not what I did say on the podcast, so...
Only even kind of cool deck in the top 3 heroes, though, I will say. I
do like the top 3 decks, but Verdance is definitely my favorite.
Syndra is the lamest hero they've ever made. Actually, no, second lamest. Aurora is the lamest hero.
Okay. Enigma exists, so
they both have the saving grace. No, they both have the saving grace that they're cute women, but it is a tough thing to get over when your entire personality is just head jab.
They are head jab, but I mean I'm a guardian, so like that's fine with me. Like Spinal Crush.
Like 3 blocks 3. What are we talking about?
Yeah, everything blocks 3, and I can throw Spinal Crush and just turn off their entire turn. What's wrong?
Not if you play these.
Yeah. I guess, taking all this, we can go into Worlds, which the World only ended, like, a couple hours ago at this point. So it
ended, like, 2 hours ago of recording.
Hot off the press. Everything's hot. Everything's new.
Still mourning the loss of my boy Majin Bay. Rest in peace.
Yeah, I was
1-0 into Majin, by the way. Never lost.
I've never played him, but I've never been good enough to play into him, so.
Damn.
Yeah. But it was actually a pretty cool Worlds. And like going into it, I want to bring up like the top 8 of Worlds. Just like congratulations to anyone that made it, because crazy hard to make it in the top 8. But we got Matthew.
Like $3,000 minimum.
Something crazy like that. I wish. But you got Matthew Dilks on Gravy and Chain. You got Maximilian Klein on Verdance and Vis. Florian Christian Lohan on KO and Chain. Majin Bay on Verdance and Chain. Ian Zhang on Prison and Marlin. Michael Jasker on Syndra and Dio. And extra congratulations on Michael Jasker, because he won Worlds on Syndra and Dio. And then
crazy Dio turn.
I was at work the entire day, and I only watched the last game when I got home. I didn't even realize there was a crazy Dio game until we were getting ready to like get this podcast ready, because I was just like putting stuff on the background to test background noise, and then it was like I heard like as background noise I heard like double Art of War, and I'm like high octane. I'm like, wait.
Talk more about that one today.
I was like, I need to go back and rewatch this game, but
he just kept drawing cards.
Just get going. I mean, that's what like LL is sometimes. Just draw. But then we also have Jacob Allen on Verdance and Starvo, and Jimmy Nero Demirez on Gravy and Chain. Sorry if I mispronounced any of those names, but I mean, that top 8 is a lot more diverse than I thought it would be, honestly. It seemed a lot healthier than I expected.
A lot less Starvo games being played on stream than I was expecting.
A lot more Chain than I was expecting.
Oh yeah, I mean, turns out best hero that they've ever made in the game, and it's not really close. You can ban the best weapon in the game away from him, and he plays the second best weapon that's ever been printed.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's why
Winter's
it's
Wail
really
is pretty
good.
strong. Dustblade is
That's
really
true.
good.
That's true.
Well, and I think it's like
What?
Grasp with Dustblade, which makes it good. It's a 2 for 4 split damage. I mean, 4
Yeah.
damage, split damage, not 2. It's three
Yeah, it's
for
very
four.
similar to what Florian's doing with the added on benefit of your chain. And also, it just goes up and up and up. Like seeing the Duskblade just randomly swing for 4, I'm
Oh,
like, what
yeah,
the fuck?
Dustblade, yeah. Oh, I
Like,
forgot it
what are
was.
we doing?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, they switched to Duskblade. Yeah,
Mhm.
turns out when the second best option is the pre-banned sword, there was a little bit of a balancing decision to be made on the Runeblade weapon arsenal. But I'm a little bit known as a LL hater. I think that they pushed this format a little bit too hard. But I was pretty surprised to see some of this like intricate gameplay being shown on a lot of these turns. Like I had mentioned in the Dio turn on that grand finals game, and I want to talk about that a little bit more. With that grand finals game, the first game was like, it's a little bit of a wash in terms of not a whole lot of interesting, crazy stuff going on. But that second game, he goes down to one invert existence off the top, just ends the game, and he just draws one card at a time, no invert existence. He's like, Dio resolves a card, and he just keeps digging and searching. He starts with the two cerebrals. He immediately gets the second, or he starts with one cerebral, finds the second one off the top, and then just like Art of Wars, and he just does so much card draw back to back to
That's
back to back.
crazy.
I think we counted, he drew like 12 cards or something in one turn. And in his starting hand, he had the system reset, and we're just like, I think this is just
Oh,
over. And
that's.
it was so over, in fact, that he resolved 3 Art of Wars, Stubby Hammers, and like all sorts of other nonsense. There's just a stack of active cards on the side of the playmat. And I was watching it with my partner, and she was like, "What else like really bad?" And he's like 30. Isn't that like terrible? I'm like, "No, this guy's probably dead by like 20 health." And I was so right, and it was insane.
That sounds crazy. I need to go back and watch that because like the my favorite game on the weekend was actually like the was it day I think it's day 2, Starvo versus Viscerai. It ended up going to time, but it was like a crazy game because one, it was like going to fatigue, which I never thought Viscerai v Starvo could ever go to fatigue.
Yeah, Viscerai kills you on turn like 2.
Yeah. So I was like super surprised by that. But then like there's so many times they're like Sonata Arcanics, like this could deal 2 arcane. I'm like, Starvo's dead. He only has AB1. And they're like, uh oh, that lightning card that like prevents the next 2 damage. It was I forget what it is, but it's that lightning card that discard this prevent the next 2 damage. And it like prevented
Oh
2
my
arcane.
goodness.
But it's like it was a
I try to wash my mind of lightning cards if I can help it because of all the war crimes Aurora did to me.
yeah. I don't think Aurora ran it though.
Aurora hero, mind you. Aurora flesh and bad. Love you, Aurora person. Great gamer.
Yeah, it's
Oh, Zen enthusiast.
yeah. I think Zen after bans was one of the coolest ninjas. But
Coolest hero they ever made, except for Kasai.
and Valda. But back on track. We had like it was such a cool game because it's like
True.
it was it's just so back and forth and every time you thought the answer like oh this is the end they played a card there's no way to respond like they would the other opponent like Starvo or Viscerai would come up with the answer and it was so back and forth in this format that like I had logged in my head as like oh it's RNG the format. I'm like watching this game I'm like
Can be.
holy moly. I'm like this is like
Yeah.
one of the most interactive games I've ever seen, nonetheless like uninteractive game. It was super cool, and I was so disappointed. Like, I wish that was a final match just because I was so disappointed that it had to end early. Because I'm like, the Viscerai has a 3-card hand. The Viscerai did something crazy. The Starvo had the exact answer and played it exactly how they needed to like get through that hand through Winter's Wail. It was so back and forth. It was such a cool game, and that's like. I was actually super impressed with a lot of the LL games over the weekend.
Yeah.
And like seeing Cody Williams play like Zen was super cool. Like I went from like a
The last game of day one.
yeah, and like I went from watching Worlds and being like, LL's gonna suck, but at least CC's gonna be fun to watch. To be like, this is so cool. I'm enjoying both sides of the coin. Like, C or CC's cool. You got some heroes that are doing a lot better than I expected. KO did a lot better than I expected. There was Victor that did a lot better than I expected. I like a lot of heroes. Prism, I think we expected Prism to be in the top 8, but like Prism still did pretty good. There was Nocilio that was doing
This is
well.
very good in this meta.
Kano was almost in
I
top
think.
8 from my knowledge.
Oh, someone should have sent him off into the sunset. My beloved
It's
Twink to hate.
close.
He'll he'll get there soon enough.
He
I
will.
was pretty surprised at LL's ability to be fun as a viewer. Because
Oh yeah.
like I know my opinion is like my personal preference. I don't really find a lot of joy in playing a high format or high power format where I might just like 100 to 0 in 2 nanoseconds and like my decisions didn't matter that much.
Hmm.
And that's what I had assumed LL was going into it. And I had seen a couple of LL games being played on Talishar at Luke Anarchy Police's house when I swung by. And I'm like, this is like kind of interesting. It seems like a good format for people who really like game actions. Like you're like, I'm just doing a bunch of cool stuff. I've got a lot of
Hmm.
complicated lines going on. And that was pretty interesting and it was really fun to watch. Like I was really shocked at how much I was glued to my screen on a lot of the LL rounds when I was kind of expecting to like do something else and come back for CC. But LL was borderline more interesting than CC in a lot of ways because I think it's a
Hmm.
little bit more fresh than this weird triangle that we've got going on with like Gravy Syndra and Verdant's just kind of always showing up in the CC front. Like there's a couple rogue decks, like Kasai's pretty okay, Acilio's quite strong, Kano's pretty good. Like there's definitely like I think the CC metagame is pretty diverse and somewhat healthy right now.
Hmm.
It's just a little bit on the boring side because of the fact that these three heroes are so far above everyone else. And that's pretty true in LL too, with like Starvo, Chain, Viserai, Marlin, and apparently Gravy is pretty good in LL. Like they're kind of a little like leagues above certain heroes, but the lines that are being shown, and maybe it's like a like new toys bias or whatever like the
Hmm.
proper word of it is like I haven't seen much LL being played, so I was very interested to see all of these interesting things happen because I never played when Chain was legal. And so I think it was pretty interesting for me to watch all of these like, 6 soul shackles like turn start mill. I'm like, I've never seen this happen before. This is pretty interesting. And so I think that as a one-off, this tournament was actually pretty interesting. I'm kind
Yeah.
of glad that they're switching over to Silver Age in the future, but it was very fun to watch, all things considered.
Yeah. It was like super cool too because like so much of it was so unique. Like there was an Aurora LL game against Chain, and Aurora did one of her pop off turns and ended with the vaporize shock, I think it is, where it destroys.
The Alley Bird game?
Yeah. Where it destroys as
Yeah.
many auras as you've dealt arcane damage and
Destroy the
destroyed
6 soul shackles.
all the soul shackles from Chain.
Yeah.
That
I love
was
that game.
so cool because I was watching this. I'm like, oh, okay, how's this gonna end? I'm like, vaporize shock. What does that
The
say
Chain player
again?
grabbed the card too. He's like,
Yeah, yeah, because I thought the same thing. I'm like, what does that even say? And then I like zoomed in on my screen. I'm like, oh, and then I saw the soul shackles go. I'm like, that was so cool. Like I could, oh, that was so cool.
honestly, incredible tech. Like, I thought that
Yeah.
was pretty interesting. I wish there were more tech cards like that, like, I'm a little adverse to some silver bullets that exist in some card
Mm.
games, like, where if it's like, if there's a card in your deck that they printed, it's just like, this hero can't play the game into you anymore. It's like,
Scour.
that
Uh,
kind of sucks. Listen, Scour did nothing wrong, then set players deserve what's coming to them.
it targets
You
so many heroes. As a Volta player, my entire game plan
Well,
is
that's true. Yeah, Volta
ruined.
players, you do kind of like you kind of have earned the like, oh, Scour's kind of broken into me. All I get is Vincent players complaining like their hero's bad, and they send like 9 rune gates at me and 3 coals, and I'm like, yeah, your hero's really bad.
Yeah, just
But
take your hand. Oh no, my ruin chants are gone.
I was able to catch that the Aurora game, and I literally remember seeing the chain just like grab vaporize, and he's like, "What does this do?" Ellie Bird, if you're watching this, you're incredible.
It was so cool. It was so cool. Oh, yeah, it's like watching Worlds was just absolutely incredible the entire way through. Like I enjoyed way more than I expected, and there was just like so many cool things going on. Oh man,
I think.
I was gonna say I wish I could. I need to watch more of the top 8 games, but it's like unfortunate. Like of course I work exactly like as it started, and like I was listening to the last game on my way home.
Oh
So
yeah,
it's like,
you're like just hoping the casters can like get there and not say the wrong thing.
yeah, exactly. Which I think they did
Yeah,
a very
casters did an
good job.
incredible job
Oh
this
yeah.
event. They did so well. The casters are in Fab are always like knocking out the park. They're so passionate for the game, and they
Mm.
just love. They love the community. They love everyone. I was able to talk a lot with Sam O'Byrne at the World Tour in Tampa or World Premiere in Tampa for Rosetta, and we got to talk to him a lot. And I was teaching my partner the game, and we watched a three floating video, and where he played Riptide, and he was just making like a fun little Riptide voice the whole time.
Oh
And when
yeah.
we were walking in the halls, she saw Sam O'Byrne, and she's like, "Oh my God, is that Riptide?" Like that's Riptide. And then we walked over and told him that, and then he just used the voice for the whole conversation with her. It was wonderful. Like the
That's so
casters just are
funny.
so incredible in this game. They're so
Yeah.
sweet. And they do a really good job at making even the most mundane, like Syndra versus Hero that dies to Syndra matchup, like fascinating to listen to at the very least. Because it's like,
Mm.
yeah, she's going to play Ignite, then 4 head jabs in a row. That's really riveting.
Yeah. I mean, it's they like yeah they kept the attention of the viewers very well, and even when like I had other things going on, like I thought the games were still pretty interesting to like. Okay, I can't have the volume on, but I have this in the background. Look up, see kind of the play. Okay, turn, do something else. It was, I thought the whole thing was put together very very well. It was a very clean stream.
Beautiful playmats too.
Yeah.
I really like the white and gold playmats. I think it looks very like clean and like this is the pinnacle of the game, which it is. Like
Mm.
the World Championship, I think for all of the visa issues, the kind of mixed reaction about the format selection.
Yeah.
I think that it got a little bit muddied of like, yeah, this is an important tournament. The winner still gets 100 grand, which is pretty big deal for a game like this. Uh, and I think that pretty cleanly moves us into our next topic, which is the most exciting thing of the whole world stream, which was that keynote where they did mention
So cool.
that as long as the game continues to grow, the prize pool for the World Tour stuff is going to continue to grow as well. And as long as they're succeeding, they want us as players to succeed. And I find that very admirable for a company that makes a card game, especially as someone who came from Magic, which is, you know, not handled the best.
Doing magic things. It was like super cool to hear that too, because like I like we talked about this at the beginning. Like I've never actually performed at any like real big event. I've played in a couple callings and I play at ProQuest and Nationals. Like I don't really play in these big events, but it's super cool to imagine like a period in which like there's so many players, so much money is being offered up in this that there's like actually people that just make it their entire career playing Flesh and Blood. Like, oh, I
Or just
just
Furlocks just flying everywhere.
yeah, and it's like, oh, okay, like I win a calling, I like win 20 grand or something crazy. Like if it's like crazy amounts because there's so many people just enjoying and loving the game. Like it's just such a cool thought to be able to like have that be like the possibility of someone's career in the future. Like even if
Oh
maybe
yeah.
this isn't possible in the future, but like the idea of it is just super cool to me, or even just like changing people's lives. Like winning worlds is like a life-changing amount of money. Like I can't
Yeah, $100,000 is life changing.
yeah. I mean to me it at least is,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
like
I could buy at least one all star fate for scene with that much money. That's
I
insane.
could buy one Marvel Jarl. Like
Yeah, you could buy one. Yeah, that's an even exchange actually. You trade your quick dodge flexors Marvel for one Jarl Marvel. It's an even exchange.
even exchange. Yeah. But
It
but like
reminds
it'd
me
be
of a tweet I saw from Mara when I first started the game where she was like, "This car I bought with my winnings from Flesh and Blood. Like, what an incredible game! And
Yeah,
that really, I saw that pretty early on into my career.
yeah,
Uh, that's just an incredible sentiment for how special this game is to people, and like
yeah,
how cool of a career it is for people
yeah.
to just make money off of this.
It's absolutely like amazing. So that's like super cool to hear, and it's like cool to see like I like it's at $2 million this year when it was 1.5 the year before, and I think it was like 3 years ago it was 1 million. Like it's doubled in the last 4 years, which I mean this game's only
Yeah, next
six
year's
years
three,
old.
right?
I don't know if anything's been guaranteed. I haven't seen, but that would be cool.
Okay, okay, that'd be incredible.
Yeah, like even 2 million offered up to the players is pretty crazy.
If we're talking millions in general, that is
Yeah,
wonderful for a small card game
yeah.
like this.
Yeah, it's like that's a good way to like that's like one of the many good things I think came out of the keynote. Like it was super cool.
Oh yeah, with just their continued dedication to making these fun, cool events in these cool places for people too. Like those people who are able to travel the world, going to these cool events, like they're even if they quit playing Fab in like 5 years, they're always gonna remember like
Mhm.
these were the years where I traveled the world and played my card game. Like what a incredible thing to talk about to your friends, family, children.
Yeah,
That's the
it's
thing that I love about this game. Even though it's a little bit understated because it only happens to a couple people, but the fact that we have like celebrities in such a small game is really important to me.
yeah, and I mean even like I've only gotten to travel for a few events, but even being able to travel to like Pro Tour Los Angeles, like that was like one of the coolest things, and I'll remember that forever. And it's like some story like I'll be able to tell down the line. Like I will be like even if I don't play Flesh and Blood, like I can talk to my family, my friends, like oh, I remember when I traveled out for a card game. I did all this. I got to watch the crazy, like one of the craziest games I've ever seen, and it was the finals, and da 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 da. And then we stayed a couple days afterwards so we could enjoy Los Angeles, and we got to do all it. Like, oh, that was it's so cool.
All
And
Pro Tour LA, insane.
mhm. I like I'm I want to make like unfortunately this year just didn't work out in the ways I wanted it to. But I'm like, I want to make a point to make it out to like another event, if not two, next year, just to be able to like experience that again. Go out, be with my friends, like play this game that I love, experience this super cool atmosphere. Like, I am super duper excited.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you've never been to one of these big events, like Nats, like one of these callings that randomly pop up in places, or one of these like world tours, world championships, like the energy in the hall is
Mm-hmm.
electric. Like it is like nothing else. Like you just have all your friends. Like with us, Colorado locals tend to go to a lot of events, and like we just see someone we know, we just run to them, we tell them how our game goes. We're like, round starting, bye, and then you like run away, and it's like
Yeah.
it's just so many people in one area that really like that you all just get it. Like it's everyone just has the same hobby and you want to talk about it, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just incredible. Well, what other important things were said at this keynote,
Oh
Jacob?
yeah. That like going into this one I forgot to put on the notes, but it's like Silver Age is gonna be the next like in the next Pro Tour. It is CC and Silver Age, kind of taking the place of
And
Living
everything.
Legend. And it's like from what everyone else has been saying, from like what we've been saying on this podcast, like I'm so excited. Silver Age is so cool. It's so much
It's
fun.
so cool.
Like,
I gotta play Zen again.
yeah. There's so many cool heroes. It's like I'm so interested to play Silver Age, and it's like I like whenever I sit down to play Talishar nowadays, like it used to be like I'm just playing CC, like Blitz and whatever, LL and whatever. But like nowadays I
Oh,
sit
Blitz is
down
such
and
a
I'm
joke.
like, do I want to play Silver Age today? Do I want to play CC today? And like I like coin flip and I'm like, I guess it's Silver Age. And it's like
Yep.
it is actually like becoming one of like my core favorite formats, which is super cool when I'm like I've loved Flesh and Blood for CC and really CC only for however long, and like Draft was cool, but it wasn't like my main format. But it's like so it's cool to have like another format come in that I'm like I enjoy this just as much as I enjoy CC. This format that I fell in love with, this game that I fell in love with, and I'm finding some other part of this game to like love just as much.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've always described Fab as a game to people that it's like if you don't like draft or constructed, everything else is kind of like not super relevant and not very well supported because this game is one of those games that has such a competitive player
Mm,
base in it that if you're not playing a competitive format, there's not a lot of interest generally. And the fact that Silver Age is kind of this interesting bridge of it's an affordable, budget-friendly format. It is being competitively supported by the company that makes the game, an LSF, and people are excited about it. It's kind of like a perfect storm of things. And it's like
mm,
if I'm going on Talishar and I'm flipping that coin of like, do I play CC or do I get Silver Age? I don't feel like I'm wasting like practice time
mm.
to play something that isn't CC because it's actually a format. Like it, they even mentioned in the keynote that the first 2 weeks of the upcoming ProQuest season, after the RTN season, is going to be 2 weeks of Silver Edge, 3 weeks of CC. So that's like even more incentive of like we're not just gonna have these like random LL tournaments that have like a third to a half of the CC attendance and like not a lot of excitement around them. It's like Silver Age is going to be in all of these World Tour events coming up, and that
Yeah.
is really cool. And the fact that they're bringing the precons, that they, I'm pretty excited. I'm
Oh,
definitely giving them the benefit of it out on the quality, but they say fully tuned competitive decks out the box that you can actually like enter a calling with, and they come with a pack. You know, can't wait for
oh,
that one person
so
to just like rip the Fable from that random pack in their Silver Age precon. That's fucking awesome.
it's gonna be so
And
funny if they're a new player too, because I remember when I opened my first legendary and I'm like, whatever, like this doesn't fit in my deck, and then I like put it in a bulk
yeah,
pile.
you're like throw out this tunic. You're like, oh, this this shit's ass.
Well, it was like Arcanite Skull Cap when it was like $250. I like
What
pulled
card
it.
is
I'm
that?
like, this looks bad. And I put it in my bulk pile. I go to a couple armories and I see everyone running it. I'm like, is that a good card? And
Real
they're
quick, is
like,
this card actually good? Yeah, $200.
yeah, they're like, yeah,
This
it's
is the
amazing. It's
hat.
like
It will never get replaced.
yeah, they're like 200, 250. Yeah, but $250. I'm like, oh, it's in my bulk pile. So it's like
That's like when I first started the game and I looked through Luke's bulk bin and he had like two cold foil fives and a bunch of other random valuable stuff. And then I'm like, Luke, did you ever sort this box?
yeah, it's like the idea though is like that's so cool as a new player is like, oh, I bought this deck. This deck's competitive. I can do whatever I want with this deck. This pack's whatever. And then if you like they
Yeah.
like open the pack, oh cool, whatever, put it off to the side. Maybe I open something relevant from my deck, but I put it off to the side, and then later on they're like, oh, I want to go to CC. And they realize there's something good in that pack. Like that felt so good as a new player. I can only imagine what it feels like for someone getting into Silver Age and then trying to jump into another format. Like,
Well, do you remember now that we know what pack is in the three cons? Isn't it's even better than we could have hoped for because the
oh yeah,
pack that comes in the Silver Age free cons is the new set that they also announced, which is Compendium of Rate, which is a full like supplemental booster set
mm-hmm.
similar to the likes of Everfest or Dust to Dawn, where it's not draftable, but they say the entire set contains support for every hero that is legal in both CC and Silver Age, which sounds like, to me at the very least, my interpretation of that is powerful rares and commons. And we've already seen
Yeah,
a couple and they're good.
it's yeah. I think there's a lot of wins with this. One, I think a lot of people recently have been like, they're not really supporting old heroes because you can only support so many old heroes and have complete draft set, which makes sense. But I think it's somewhere like we had so many draft sets in a row, which is an amazing thing, and like
Yeah,
it's something where it's like a lot of old
draft is an
heroes are
important part of the game.
yeah. And it's something where I think a lot of heroes were kind of being left behind, and not on purpose, but it's something where it's like, oh, well, we can't give a Bravo specialization every set just to keep him up with every other hero. So it's like something where doing the supplemental will help catch up a lot of heroes and also introduce a lot of new cool things because I think a lot of the supplemental sets have done that. So I'm really excited. But I also think the introduction of this set is at the exact perfect time because
It
it's like
is perfect.
yeah, because like I think it's something hard to say, hey, we're having a non-draftable set in a format where like or in a game where competitive is the key part of it, and draft has been such a key part of the competitive cycle of Flesh and Blood. And with like it's perfect because they take Silver Age, this brand new shiny format that's never really been touched, and they're like, hey, we don't have draft, but we have Silver Age. And while you guys are touching this new format and playing CC at the same time, doing everything else you love, we're introducing this supplemental set to fix all the or like tune up all the old heroes, give all these new equipment, do all this, just make everything, just give you a lot of new options. It's like I like it's perfect timing, and I think it would have been if they didn't plan this perfectly. I think it would have been really contentious to get another supplemental set, especially after like for this like back in I think it was like heavy hitters like for the foreseeable future. There's no supplemental set, which is
Yeah, it was
like
after rabbits.
yeah. So it's like I think it was. I think the idea of putting supplemental sets back in the game would have been a little contentious if they didn't pull this off right. And I think everything and everyone and everything I've heard, this is like the perfect transition. Like, hey, there's supplemental back, but also here's all this new stuff and new ways to play, and you don't get a draft format, but you get to build new decks that have never been explored before. It's
Yeah, and every hero's about to change so much with the introduction of new cards. It's seemingly like at least every card's or every hero's like on the art of some card with like
yeah,
Florian like looking at the evergreen like elk like on the ground like
it's
dead,
so cool.
which is like kind of awesome. I'm a little bit of a Earth Hero fan. I think blocking is really cool. So I think Florian getting a new card with him on is pretty cool because Germinate's not the most interesting card a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think.
But
Uh,
I think a fascinating part of Compendium is like every hero is about to like we think we understand Silver Age now, but what is Silver Age going to look like once the set
mhm.
comes out? Because we're about to get so many new commons and rares. Because this set, I don't know if you saw, has like 380 cards in it
I did not see
and
that many.
8
That's
legendaries.
crazy.
A
Eight
lot of cards, and
legendaries.
that's not
That's
including
sick.
the box topper pack. Like the box topper pack has a bunch of reprints, which
Mhm.
the what we know so far at least is confirmed Fables, at least Eye and Heart.
Thank God.
I think they said that there's three.
Yeah.
And then also, which is presumably probably going to be Riches, if I had to guess,
Mhm.
Tunic and Shelter from the Storm, which are both over $100 currently.
Yeah.
And then in the trailer, there's a guy. It looks like John and Lightning Strike with the same art, just looking straight at you instead of from the side.
Yeah.
So presumably, E Strike is going to be in there. Maybe even CNC. Like some really powerful reprints to top off this like massive supplemental set.
Mhm.
Because, like you were saying, if we think about what is the weakness of the expansion slot in a lot of these sets that have been coming out with the draft sets, is A, there's not enough space to make the heroes do what you want them to do in every set. And we saw it with the outcry from the Katsu players when we saw Gust Wave of the Second Wind or whatever it's called, the 0 for 4 Gust Wave.
Mhm.
And when they had just banned Bonds and everyone was all mad about Katsu. The thing is, like, that card is not very interesting, but it's pretty functional. And a thing that you can't fix heroes with outside of a set that their class is featured in is you can't give them commons and rares. You have to
Mhm.
give them M's. And so the M has to be something flashy and interesting and like kind of pulls the deck in one direction or another. But what this non-draftable set does, it gives them an opportunity to make commons and rares for all these heroes and these classes like warrior that need like just generic non-flashy good cards that do something. It could literally make any like F tier hero S tier. Like if they just print like functional support. Because think about Everfest. Like
Mhm.
just to use Kasai again, like most of the good cards like that make that deck functional come from Everfest. If that set didn't exist, the deck would not work. And given original Kasai was in Everfest, but or she was in crew, but it made her function. And so if we think about all of that together, it's like, are we going to see Betsy get pulled together? They specifically mentioned that the focus on this set was to make Teklo whole. And it seems like already with that hat that they spoiled, which is a new base, Battle Worn 1 hat that lets you banish a Evo from your hand to ponder. That basically just gives them +1 on a hat. And that's just tap. And then there's the art with him in it with like the big reactor in the
Oh,
background. Like, are we about to see like the Tekla Winter to borrow a magic term?
the like on top, like everything you said, completely true. Like I love and agree with everything you say, but it's like on top of that, like the art of everything, like oh, it all
So
looks
good. Well,
so
some
good.
artists are so talented.
Oh yeah, like Flesh and Blood has gotten it nailed down in the art department, and it's like the card that caught my attention was the one with Solana in the background, and there's the eclipse and the like demons
Oh
riding
my
some.
God.
I'm like,
Where
that's
they're
gotta
running
be
in and
a.
it's like
I'm like, that's gotta be a
that's gonna be a
chain
lore
card
moment,
too.
right?
Yeah, it's got one. It's gotta be a lore moment. It's gotta be a chain card because it has the eclipse. Like that is chain. That's Urser. Like
Oh yeah.
it's so cool to see all this stuff, and I'm like, I I wish we
The
could
trailer was
open the
also
set
gorgeous
today.
too.
Oh yeah, but it's like I don't know, it's
Yeah.
crazy because like
The
I
fact
say
that it's
this,
like 3 months away is a tease.
I know, please give it to me today, but
Yeah.
I swear like I say this every set, but it's like every set I'm like, wow, this art just gets better. Like, wow, the art just gets better. And it's like we've only seen like how many cards? Like 10 cards, and I'm like, I can't believe they got better. Like, how is this physically possible? This game's already the peak of art in like creativity in my mind. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, the fact that they just keep raising the bar, like set over set, like with their
Oh
art
yeah.
direction is like crazy. Well, we have some of the best artists like in the whole TCG
Oh,
space
I
working on
agree.
it.
Oh, I
Like just look at
completely
the
agree.
artists that were at the World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the most talented people in the whole space, let alone in just Flesh and Blood.
Mm-hmm.
And they just keep getting, I think, a little bit more of the freedom that they're looking for, and they keep getting more of this like wide variety to cast a net on styles that previously maybe weren't very explored. And like look at the rising of all these like Japanese styles of art, like ever since Mistveil.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they just keep having like new styles to kind of capture the imagination of whatever they're going for. And it makes it so that just
Yeah.
everything is just so interesting, so unique. And I love visual storytelling where they're telling me what's happening in the lore without me having to read like a story passage.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the Solana storyline with Prism and like all like the crazy shit that was going on in Dustodon. Like
Mm-hmm.
I really like that they kind of leaned into the whole like the good guys are fucked unless something good happens. Anyway, and then they like pause for like a year and a half, and it's like, what happened in Solana? Are
Please
they dead?
spoil it. I'm so and it's so cool too because they said they're gonna release a bunch of untold stories. So like we know they expanded their lore department and we didn't get any lore for the last set. So
Yeah,
like
give me the background. Let me know like who's doing what like now.
and
Like not like what was going on in the
mm,
background like with their like origin story. Give me what's happening right now. Like is Solana fucked? Are they cooked?
like where's Kasai? What is she doing? Like she got her gold. She left. She's going
She's just
back.
walking around.
Yeah. It's like is she going back and taking her land back? Is
If she
like
won the deathmatch arena, she got money.
what happened to the like Arya crew that was helping fight Solana like during the collapse of the city? What happened to like is everyone in the deathmatch arena just like who cares? Like I'm so excited and I'm ready for like all this lore to start dumping and this makes me feel like we're getting all these stories to kind of connect or tell more of the story to get a better understand these characters. For Monarch 3, it's got to be after this set. We got to have Monarch 3 after this set where it's like, okay, we connected all these
Please never
tiny
invite.
stories and here is Monarch 3. Here's Prism version 3. Here's Chain version 2. Here's a Necromancer because I feel like they have to add another Necromancer at some point. A Necromancer and then I don't know, a Cleric. That would be cool, but I don't think it's going to happen. But
Oh, Clark would be awesome.
that would be
Yeah,
so
more life gain. Everyone loves that.
CYB wasn't that bad. What if we made a whole class that was CYB? No. Yeah.
There's that wrong opinion thing that he's known for.
Let's see. I thought CYB was okay, but you know, I don't say. I say okay. I think Guardian was good into it. Is a better way to say
Yeah, that sounds about right.
it. But Yeah, it's just so cool, and I'm so ready for the lore to be expanded. I'm so because it feels like I'm hoping, and it feels like this could be the lead up into Monarch 3, like, and especially with like,
It has to be, right? Like with
yeah,
that final scene in the trailer, like it
oh
has to
yeah,
be,
it has to be.
with, especially with. Well, hang on, before I go on that segue, something that's worth. You mentioned Necromancer, like upcoming new Necromancer. The second art that's in the trailer
Hmm.
is decidedly spooky looking. Like it is looks like a necromancer like resurrecting someone on like an altar,
Oh yeah.
and or reanimating is a better word. Uh, and something that's interesting about the necromancer class specifically, at least right now, is there are only two necromancer cards that do not also say pirate. It is Headstone and Dead Threat.
Yeah.
And so if that card is a Necromancer main deck card, because it doesn't look piratey at all, like not
Mm-mm.
even kind of. It looks kind of in the same way that like the blue illusionist spectral auras don't look light at all. It was kind of like that, where it's like I
Yeah.
wonder if this is a generic necromancer card that either the generic necromancers in the set, or it is us laying down the foundations of what generic necromancers actually want to do moving forward, so that we have the room to print a hero that is not Gravy Bones, because they had actually printed every single card that Gravy runs is purely a card that Gravy runs. Like every single card, Legend of the Watery Grave, Watery, it's Pirate.
Mm.
Like there is almost no overlap. And so I'm really curious to see what they do with the class, because I think that there's a lot of untapped potential, and I think hopefully they've learned from some of the divisive nature of the hero of Gravy Bones, where they make the hero a little bit more interactive. Like when I envision a necromancer, I envision like skeletons shambling forward, and they like swing their sword and then they crumble over dead. Like I don't think that Gravy getting away with his allies just staying like scot free on the board makes a whole lot of sense to me as someone who typically likes undead in most things.
Yeah, I always thought there was gonna be like decompose counters, so after a couple turns, you lost your ally. Like you
Yeah, they
could use
just
them for
fall
two
over and
turns.
die.
Yeah, exactly.
And but my initial segue of I think with the Solana storyline, I really think that we're moving towards Monarch 3 purely off the back of the other product that they announced, which is the Armory deck Origins for the Sword Saint. She has such a unbelievably cool title
Yeah,
with how Blade Saints of the Vow.
it's so cool.
Uh, iconic Solana character, gilded, clad in this gorgeous, beautiful paladin adjacent armor with this crazy unmoving mask. Like she is so cool. They showed a bunch of different art for her, and it's like if we're getting the other important Solana character, like and we also got the librarian as an objurgator in the next judge pack as well. So it's like these are like the remaining powerful characters in Solana that we know of.
Hmm.
We're mobilizing the whole crew. Solana's in danger.
We're
Like that
getting the
is a
ball.
very good segue. Yeah, like
Yeah.
we need the crew. Prism might be fucked. And I think that that is a pretty interesting segue. My hope for the set, if we're on that topic now, my hope for Monarch 3 is I really am hoping that they shy away from the same class talent combinations that they have in the past. Like obviously still do Light and Shadow. I think they're both pretty
Hmm.
underexplored. Shadow a little bit more so than Light. I think it's seen a little bit more of like these are their gimmicks with the really flavor win combinations of like Leviah having a pretty interesting interaction with her graveyard, and Chain having like a he can play cards out of his banish. Like they definitely fulfilled their power fantasy. Where I think with Light, Bolton has never really worked. Like
Hmm.
he's kind of had this problem for his entire existence of all his powers in these like 2 to 3 cards. We can't print him good cards otherwise he's just super broken, and he never really got off the ground. I think Prism is pretty firmly in the this is what Prism does camp, not the this is what Light does camp. And
Yeah.
I don't want what Prism does to be so ubiquitous with what Light does that the talent can't be used in any other thing. Like flip the script. Like give me like if I would love for them to not do Runeblade. I think that over half of the yellowed heroes in the game are Runeblades. Like they should probably learn their lesson by now. Like
But you can't make.
chill a little bit
It's
on
called
making the new
Fleshing
rune blades.
Runeblade for a reason. What
Oh,
happens if we
that's the name of the game. I
have no
forgot.
Runeblades?
We're close. We're really close to having no rune blades
Yeah.
again. Because Florian's almost on his way out, and people even forget that he's a rune blade. And then
Vincent?
Vincent's, who?
I mean, if she gets
I think,
good shadow cards, she's gonna be crazy. I think she's really,
yeah, and she
really
keeps getting
close.
support in every set.
Yeah.
I think that the implications of the set could really be more interesting to me if they're let's throw Necromancer in the mix. Like
Yeah.
let's take out Runeblade. Let's even flip it. Like give me like Minerva coming back as the Shadow Warrior.
That
Give
would be
me
so
a Shadow
cool.
Illusionist. Give me a light Necromancer. Give me give me a light Brute. Like I don't see any reason that we need to stay married to these class
Mhm.
talent combinations because we're gonna get to this point where these card pools are just so big that if Inset OLs and they're like, oh, let's make another Shadow Runeblade. Oh wait, they have 4 sets of support. Like when they just enter the game versus these new heroes and new class talent combinations, because they mentioned that they're trying to make new talents and support them. What do we do that like can make a character so gimmicky that like they only play things from the set rather than just playing something else?
Yeah. I it's cool the implications. Like there's so many cool things and
Incredible.
I'm already so excited for a set that we have like 10 cards spoiled for. Like
Oh, a 300 like 80 card set too.
yeah.
Has like
And
20 something marvels too, which I always find exciting. I'm a little bit of a blink goblin myself.
I think they have been moving towards more Marvels, towards more alt arts, towards more extended arts, and I think that's like a really good thing. And the other thing is, it's so pretty. But the other thing I want to say is like, I lost my train of. Oh, I didn't it say somewhere that you get 3 rares a pack in Compendium of Wraith? It's like a 8 card pack.
Yeah, it was actually in the keynote.
Yeah.
Brian Gottlieb was mentioning that it is a jam-packed opening experience where it's like I think they said 8 or 9 cards per pack, 3 rares at least, and that really makes me believe at least that they're gonna be going pretty heavy-handed on the impactful rares in this set, which are cards you can run in Silver Age.
Hmm.
Functional, maybe like we even get some rare specs like we saw in Monarch 1. And I think that would be pretty fascinating. Like we
That'd be
have
so
these
cool.
cool splashy spec cards that we can actually play in Silver Age, which is like, there's the argument of aren't these just M's with the rare tag? But yes, they are. And I think that would be a pretty interesting thing to add to the format because I like Silver Age. I think there's a couple things that are a little bit like splashy and problematic with the format. Like
Hmm.
New Bravo just saying dominate on his hero text is a little silly in a format that has bad defensive options. Like I think that's a little silly. But they've got time to work it out. We have several months until the first competitive Silver Age season. We have
Hmm.
at least 2 chapters of pre-coms before that, a whole set that is designed to support it. I think that the format is really well positioned, and I'm really happy to see what they're doing with it as someone who hates LL and so far likes Silver Age.
Yeah, there's so many cool things. I'm so excited. And the other thing is like they're also doing a case or there's a cold foil every 8 packs instead of like one per
Oh
box.
yeah, 3 per box,
Yeah, 3 per box, which is also
which is
super
awesome.
cool. Like it feels like the drop rates are being increased, which I think is amazing, especially for how expensive this game can be, and especially in like a heavy like
Yeah,
reprint set too. Like we were talking like E Strike, Tunic, Shelter,
yeah.
like
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 what else is in there too? There's like a bunch of other cards that they haven't even shown yet. Like, are we
yeah.
gonna get some of these other like heavy hitting expensive cards? Like, are we gonna get like are we gonna get CNC again? Are we gonna get
We need
some of this other
CNC
equipment that's
again.
expensive?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it being an elf. Just do it again because the thing is, and especially with Super Slam. Say what you want about Super Slam being a little bit of a joke set. I'm kind of a Pleiades lover, but
I think Super Slam is one of the coolest design sets. Like my
didn't impact the meta a whole lot.
So my thought process is it was the first set designed after the ban of books and Art of War.
Mhm.
So the design process and the thought process on how to make this set was completely different than any set before it. and I think it affected
It
how the
was
set came
so
out.
fun.
But like
It's so flavorful too.
yeah, it's like mechanically the most fun set. But I think it got hurt from being designed during that ban. I'm sure there's some cards that they had to go through and be like, we gotta fix this, we gotta change this. This was the
Yeah.
problem. Like, so I'm sure that affected it, and that's I'm like, I think that this is the start of again another new era with like Super Slam, and I think Compendium's really going to be the start of it. But like I think Super Slam's the transition into it. But it's like I think
Yeah, also,
oh, it's so cool.
the reprints are working. Like, that's the big thing from Super Slam is like selling almost $100 card before. What's it at now? 10?
Thank God.
Flick
Yeah.
knives, $150. What, like $15 now? Like, the reprints
Hmm.
are working. The effort that people are putting into learning this game that has a very steep learning curve, it's getting paid off, and you don't have to tell this person like, hey, if you want to buy into Florian, for example, you have to buy 3 copies of Falling of the Crown, and that's just going to set you back $300. Or
Yeah.
they want to play Syndra because is begrudgingly like a pretty good new player deck. Yeah, sorry, these equipment that you cannot replace is $150. Sorry about that. And then you're going to encounter a bunch of these old heads that are like, yeah, Flick Knives has been $15 since its release. It's crazy. And they're like, I can't afford it.
Hmm.
And I think that they are like step by step. I think there's definitely a lot of time in between products for people to complain a lot, me included, which I've been trying to get better about. But there's a lot of time in between products for people to like complain and be like, oh, I really don't like that they're like only reprinting CNC it in L rarity in Hunted, and then Hunted has like supply issues, so it doesn't really impact it a lot. It like lowers it a little bit, but not much.
Hmm.
I think that they're learning with every swing that they're taking at these overarching game issues that aren't easy to overcome, to be clear. It's impressive that as a company they're trying to lean into it and be like, yeah, we can fix this shortage of these really important cards. And I think that if they keep doing it and it looks like their commitment is going in the correct direction, where they're saying like, hey, we hear that you want these cards to not be $1 million. We're trying without just
Hmm.
like reprinting it always. It's like this fine line of like collectors buy a lot of product. It's important that they don't leave the game. And also Fab is a player driven economy more so than any other card game that's like probably ever existed,
Yeah.
that you kind of need to keep this balance. And I really respect them for continuing to try.
And I
And
think
like,
the
I'm someone who got my fillings at full price and like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm so glad that
yeah.
it's affordable.
I want to say the other thing is they also are a year ahead of us. So like we can
Yeah.
see something for
They can't
three
backtrack.
months.
The
It's
cards are
like
printed.
yeah, it's like we see something for 3 months. And it's like, oh, this is a problem. This game's getting really expensive. Like Flick Knives got expensive because Hunted came out, and I think they didn't expect. And I mean, the game keeps getting bigger. It keeps getting bigger, and it's like I think it's hard to understand the growth, especially when it's like I doubt it's exponential, but it is something where it's like, okay, well, we expect this much growth this quarter. It's like, oh, we got a lot more. Oh, that's causing problems. Well, we'll make up for it and make it this much. Oh, we got a lot more. Like going from like Mistvale, which I think was a huge growth period, into Rosetta, which was another huge growth period. And it's like all of a sudden, like you're way bigger than you expected from both those periods, and it's like they're just a year behind. So it's like you see like a 3 month
Yeah.
problem. They're probably gonna fix it next year. Like what came
Yeah.
out a year ago? Was it Rosetta? And that's when
Yeah,
like
that's what you're designing at the time.
yeah, it's like a year ago they were designing like it was Rosetta just dropped, I think about a year ago. Maybe
Yeah.
a year and a month ago.
Which was before Hunted, mind you.
It was before Hunted, and I think the card game is expensive talk was really starting to ramp up now. I think Misfail was like kind of the start of it, and you see the reprints of Warmonger's Diplomacy last set. You see a bunch of reprints, and I think you can tell that Plow Under and Felling were definitely like we have to emergency ship this
Yeah,
in
we've
here.
got to do this. I think those cards were actually one of the things that started the conversation. I was like, why is this card, which is perhaps one of, if not the strongest M that's ever been
Yeah,
playable as a 3 of, why is it $80 to
except for
$100? Same thing with
Codex.
Codex. It's
Yeah.
easy to forget about Codex too,
Oh yeah.
which also was reprinted and also has stabilized at like $30 from being like
Mhm.
$100.
Yeah, and it's something where it's like I think they like had the idea of like, man, this game's starting to get expensive. Let's start doing some reprints up, and into the like you can definitely see they're starting to do more, and it's like the conversation about like Misfail into Rosetta coming into this set, they're like, man, we need more reprints. Like we need to put more into them, and they like went into these design reprints, and like this was before, and I think yeah, like the Fable talk was a conversation we had, but it wasn't until High Seas when Gravy was like, by the way, I'm gonna abuse Fables, and that we really brought it back up again. Like, hey, like Fables are a problem again. So it's like again, like, but they went and they like. I'm so glad they're reprinting Fables. Oh my god.
Please reprint Authority as well, and Riches. Like,
Yeah.
well, like it went from like, hey, here's our Blood of the Drakai Fable that is never gonna see play and is gonna be like $15 a set.
Super
Or like
Slam.
here's something that like one thing people can like maybe use like play card, like you roll a dice, that's kind of interesting. Riches of Tropodani, Authority of Ataya, and we're like, wait, hold on.
Stop. We didn't ask for this.
Wait, stop, we don't need the $400 Fables back, please chill.
Yeah, and it's like
Although as a Kasai player, thank you for Riches of Tropodani. I will gladly pay $350 for that card again. Thank you very much, appreciate it. I love raising an army.
As a Guardian player, Grandeur is pretty cool now that I waited like 3 years after it came out for it to be useful, but it's pretty cool now.
Your card came out in Mastery Pack Guardian, right?
It became relevant from Mastery Pack Guardian.
Where all the other really cool cards came out?
Yeah, oh yeah, but...
Oh, speaking of, I think this was kind of glossed over in the keynote, but when they showed us the roadmap, edit your little roadmap right here.
That's too much work for me.
Well, we could use your
imagination roadmap.
Imagine where the roadmap is right here.
Exactly.
When they showed the roadmap, they actually mentioned that by the end of 2026, we are getting 2 more Mastery Packs, and they said, and Brian Gottlieb, whole chest with all the power that he could muster, said, we learned a lot of lessons from Mastery Pack Guardian, and these sets are coming new and improved. So in typical Fab fashion, the only class that might just get fucked by the idea of Mastery Packs might just be Guardian. We might just have banger sets after that.
Yeah, and I mean...
Thank you for letting the rest of us run. Appreciate that.
I'm hoping
Until
that the pull rate I'm hoping they learned that they need to just increase the pull rate, like an insane amount. Like it was
crazy set.
I think that it was actually very close to being good. If one, the pull rate was higher, and two, they didn't try so many experimental cards where it felt like, oh, there's like maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 relevant cards. The rest are really experimental for the class. I think it's like, okay, we need to print...
Gravy plays one of them.
By the way, the strongest...
There's a Guardian hate card, too.
I know. I think they expected Guardian to be relevant after that came out. They're like, Guardian's going to be so strong after this comes out. Like, how are we going to stop them? Like, we got to get, like, everyone a generic hate card. And we got to put it in the slot that Guardian has been asking for since... the start of the game, boots. So just to tease them and make them think they're getting something.
Oh my god. Yeah, Fearless Confrontation, Base of the Mountains, truly heinous Guardian.
So bad. Every time I play like a Dominate for 10, I'm like, I've got this through. They have no equipment left. Fearless Confrontation, block with my hand. I'm like, I couldn't have seen that coming. Did I lose the game from that? Maybe.
Should have played around it.
Should have played around. Yeah, I should have dominated after. See, that would have been so cool. If we got an attack reaction that's like your attack gains dominate, that'd be sick. That would be so cool.
That would be kind of sick.
Because, like...
give me a pummel, but it gives it dominate.
Yeah, like, I think that would be, like, super cool because there's actually, like, super unique reactions about giving dominate in the reaction step. Because if someone blocks and then they play a defense reaction, you can react to their defense reaction by just giving your attack dominate and nullifying it. Because they can only block with one card from hand, so it just goes straight to grave. Like, isn't that super... like, a Guardian card that just attack reaction, block 3, 0 cost, your attack gains dominate. Like, normally, that sounds terrible.
Pretty good.
But, like, in Guardian, you'd be like...
Well, I think Dominate is such this weird, like, it is either the worst thing ever if it's like stapled onto a card that does nothing, or it's like actually like fundamentally broken. And it's like
Yeah.
why they started going away from it, and then
Oh
Misspell
yeah.
came out. They're like, fuck that, like that's not gonna work. And so they just started printing it again. It's like, what was the point of overpower?
Well, I think that like they are trying to. I from what it feels like, it's like it feels like they're trying to make Dominate more of like a Guardian centric thing. Like if I had to take a guess, and I
That's
mean it
cool.
might just be because
I
Valda
think
came
that's
out.
kind of interesting.
Because yeah, because it's like Guardians lost a lot of its class identity. So like, what would make it like an identity again? Like, if it's they give Dominate to their weird effects, like cool.
Mhm.
But no,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
cool.
it is cool to see. Like I think, sorry, going way back to the topic, I realized we went really far off on a tangent. The I think it's like
I do
the
that.
idea of a mastery pack. Yeah, the idea of a mastery pack. It's like I hope they improve it by making some things more streamlined. They can still do their experimental stuff and do some really cool designs. And like, oh, let's try this fatigue by damage of stuff. But like, we need to not play print daily grind and print like
Daily grind. Oh my god, I forgot about that card.
and print a card that like
Let's make the power card out of Mastery Pack Guardian Fault Line. Incredible
I
card,
know.
banger.
It's I think it's a super cool, interesting card. It's
I think a
this
lot of the Volta cards are pretty interesting.
yeah, I think so too. And it's like it feels really cool, and I think there's definitely a lot of room to improve. I think pull rates and just a couple more Majestics that are relevant to the entire class. Because I
A
think the
guaranteed
other
foil per pack.
or no guaranteed. I don't. Was there a guaranteed rare? I can't even remember. But
I think there's one guaranteed rare, no guaranteed foil, which
yeah,
is so silly.
yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
But no, here. But it's like if they can just change the pull rates, make them normal, if not just a little bit higher, make the cards a little more relevant, and they can still do the experimental stuff. And like, I think the most apt way to describe it was Mastery Pack Valda, because like nothing applied to any other hero, and I think its biggest weakness out of everything. I think the Guardian Mastery Pack only applies to Valda, and that's it. Like you can't really take any of
Yeah.
those cards and apply it to any other Guardian hero, except for Victor got a card, but that's more or less irrelevant. But
I love Victor Goldmane. He can do no wrong.
I do like Victor Goldmane. He's a Guardian. He's my least favorite Guardian, other than Betsy. But
Hang on. While we're on the topic of Betsy,
yeah. But anyways, like it's exciting to see the
Rick of lowercase.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a wager for you.
Mhm.
Do you think, come Compendium of Wraith, will we get Betsy's log? Yes, no.
We have to. We have to.
Stickers on the line. The stickers on the line.
The stickers on the line. I think we have to at this point. We've
Guess
been asking
correctly and it's
forever.
yours.
Go. Say it again.
Guess correctly and the sticker is yours.
Okay. I'll be waiting for the sticker when Compendium comes out. The log has to come out.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'll have to find something to get you that's somewhat interesting if the log doesn't come out. We'll figure that out off air. But it's it's like there's possibilities of this supplemental set too. It's like I think that this keynote was so cool and I loved every part of it. I was so excited. And it just like there's so many implications and there's so many cool things that LSS is like implying and also putting together. And like again, we were talking like a year's worth of information that like we've been waiting for, and it's finally all like coming at us. It's finally here. We finally reached that year point of hey, we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. This is a problem, like not a problem, like this is what Flesh and Blood needs to get better. We finally reached that year point for them to be like, you've been asking for this. Here it is. Here's what we've been preparing. This is what we've been getting ready. We made this to do everything you've been asking for a year and beyond. And I think that's like the start of what a lot of people like I want to say modern problems with Flesh and Blood, although it's like I still think it's an amazing game. I think a lot of modern criticisms is a better way to say it. Started about a year ago. So I think this is finally the point where they can finally answer all those criticisms. And it looks like it.
And I mean, I don't think we could have asked for a better set than this, to be honest. Like
It just
box
looks.
topper that has reprints in it that are like
Mm,
relevant. Uh, Almost 400 card support set for like every hero in the game, where they have the opportunity to just print like boring rainbow cards that do something for your class. Like hell yeah! Like this is what everyone's been asking for. It's like
yeah,
I haven't heard a single person that's not over the moon about it. And like, have you seen some of the elemental cards that they already spoiled for it?
they're so cool.
Fascinating design
Oh,
space.
they're so
And
cool. The ice defense
like the
reaction
card
at
that says when this is face up,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's sick. When this is face up, it's every element, but that means you can't reveal it to fuse. But it otherwise is like this does everything else that the elemental stuff is trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also like a red attack. Like that's pretty good. Or the one that is like when this attacks, banish a card and it gets something based on which element it is. And if you banish that card specifically, it gets all three. So it becomes 7 dominate go again, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
there's so many cool
Strike
things.
2. It's called Elemental Strike, and that card's like, is that card an M or is that card a rare? I think that card's a rare.
I can't. I can't remember. I also can't like go to switch off to look at it because then all of a sudden everything disappears. But
Everything disappears,
the podcast will go black. I guess the audio will be there, but our faces will be gone.
and we can't have that.
Nah, no,
We
too
can't,
important.
not without this beautiful face up there. Well, I'm hoping that this is I'm pointing towards you. I am on my screen.
Oh no, we're side by side on my screen.
This way?
But this face over here, we need. Well, no,
With,
no,
with that, this
you were
beautiful
pointing
going
at
to
me
sit.
correctly first time. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. I was trying to point
I
at
hear
you.
Downvote.
Yep,
Cody Reddy wouldn't have done that to me.
dislike already. I get it.
Which, on the topic of Cody Reddy, I might add before we move to the next topic.
Mhm.
I was at a PQ, sitting a table away from Cody Reddy, and I hear out of the corner of my eye, I just get like my spidey sense, so like something's wrong in the ether. I hear Cody Reddy speak. He's talking. He's playing like Dio or something. He says, "I move to close the chain."
That that you break the chain. You should,
You break the chain.
I-
It's Cody Reddy and Jacob break it uppercase, lowercase. Like,
yeah.
what are we talking about? Like, I needed to know that I think Cody might not be here because he might be in rehab learning how to
Oh,
speak
that
again
makes sense.
after he forgot.
He's just
It's been a little bit of time since that PQ, but like he might have forgotten. And I think
that-
that is a really important thing that he gets back in order because it's kind of all he had.
no. I that makes sense.
Outside of a wonderful job, beautiful wife, don't worry about that.
Yeah. Other than that, I
Anyway,
I feel
allow
so
me.
silly, but I have to. I commit to the bit. Like every time, I'm like, I break the chain. Break. I'm like
Whenever
breaking
like
the
he knows
chain.
that we're in the same armory, he'll go like, "I'm breaking the chain." Look around for like me or Tanner to like hype him up.
Yeah. No, it's pretty funny. But but moving back on, going into like I guess we've talked a lot about the Compendium of Wraith and how excited we are. I do want to go a little bit into the Hollow Armory deck. Like a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be interesting how do they make her hero ability relevant? Because like pay
Yeah, 'cause
3, give plus
if we're-
1 counter to a attack, remove plus 1 counter at the end of turn.
Yeah, well, I think an interesting thing as a warrior player, I think an interesting thing about the new deck is, well, a couple things. A, untalented warriors have historically been these decks that either have to like lean in heavily to a gimmick with Dawnblade, or play two-handed value game where you're blocking well and you're accumulating on average more than 3 value per card. Like make up that difference because there's only 2 above rate generic warrior cards, if I'm not mistaken, with Blade Flurry and Slice and Dice. And so you kind of have to make up that lost value
Yeah.
with your weapons and your dynamo and your good equipment. So they've always been like these somewhat grindy heroes. And so I'm wondering, because it's cool, A, to have a new keyword with Sharpen. I think Sharpen is a very fascinating keyword. For those who don't know, Sharpen says you put a counter on a weapon, it loses its counters at the end of the turn. And Hala's ability is pay 3, sharpen target sword, go again. That's it. And it leads me to believe that the only way that that makes sense, if it's worth doing a card, is if her weapon can inherently be swung 2 to 3 times just on its text. Like thrice per, like what I'm assuming her weapon is going to say is either twice or thrice per turn, just attack without go again, and it's going to
It's
be
like a
a
one
hollow
for
spec.
one.
Maybe a two. I think warrior weapons are generally balanced around being 1 for 2s or 1 for 3s.
Well, I think it's cool
Um,
because like you have a card called Oath of Steel. I don't know if you remember what that card is, but it's a
oh yeah,
red.
put a counter on it.
Yeah, whenever you attack with a weapon, put a +1 counter on it. So it's like if it's like thrice per turn, it's a one for one, and you give it go again. All of a sudden, it's like you activate her ability. It's a 1 for 3, 1 for 4, 1 for 5. Like it like can do some
Yeah, that
cool
would be.
stuff.
I think if she has to work for her go again, I think it might be a little bit of a different story on like what her power like breakpoints are. If the sword just has go again inherently, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. But it also, if we, and this is getting a little bit maybe speculative, but like all of her art has her slashing like multiple times. Like there's one where she's like slashing downwards and like cutting a bunch of like legs off,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and there's also one in the compendium trailer where she's like back to back with Dory, like fighting off a bunch of demons. And it's like I'm wondering if her thing is that she's going to be able to either swing multiple times or just have these like really like powerful strokes. Because there's a lot of underexplored weapon cards in a multitude of sets that I'm wondering if their idea with the hero, if they're not just going to make her terrible, which I'm really hoping that they don't. You
Mhm.
learned how to make a cool warrior with Kasai. Like figure out how to make another cool warrior. Um, I'm really hoping that they make her be this hero that kind of ties together a lot of these old, like just bad warrior cards. Like there's so many
Oh
just
yeah.
bad warrior cards because there's no strategy that works with them. It's either you're playing the two-handed, you're
Mhm.
playing Fang, whose entire personality is head jabs, but in your hand, and or like you're playing like Hatchet's value. Like that's really all that you can do. There's no place for Oath of Steel. There's no place for all of these just weird, funky cards, and there could be some more cool, funky cards in Compendium. And because she comes out after Compendium, she's almost certainly going to get cards in the set as well.
The one thing that I thought that could be like kind of interesting too is if she has like an aura, or if they give warrior like an aura that's like skip and step triggers. So it's like Valiant
Ooh,
Dynamos wouldn't be good, but then all like removing
ooh,
all the counters would disappear. And then if it's an aura, you
that would
do
be really cool.
really unique things in the game, like Ponders wouldn't trigger, Blood Rots wouldn't trigger.
Sharpened Senses wouldn't die either.
Yeah, Sharpened Senses wouldn't die. Then you'd
Well,
like,
Sharpened Senses would be broken with our hypothetical weapon.
yeah. But like you have all those, like that would be like really unique and really interesting with her. And it's a control card in a way, but it's also like maybe she's really underweight rate. Like she's kind of a combo deck,
She's
but it's
underweight. Oh no.
uh, but she's like underrate where it's like, oh, swing a tiny sword, it doesn't do much. Ah, ding ding ding, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, we skip end cap. Like now it's like it goes from like a really bad hero to like a multi-turn combo hero. Like, oh, like Oath of Steel, activate her ability, swing her sword, sharpen senses, go again, swing her sword, put another counter on it. Now the sword's for 4. Then it stays like one more turn. Like, okay, we're gonna do this again. Like I don't know.
That's really good.
When I saw that, that was my first thought. Was like that would be so cool, and it would also be disgusting because then like my heave 2 would not work. But I have to
I
bring
wonder if she'll
everything
have
back
like
to
a
Guardian.
restriction for some things to like happen.
Hmm.
Like I'm really hoping they make her cool because I think her like personality shines through a lot. I think
Yeah.
the ability to basically pitch a blue to make your weapon stronger kind of like speaks a little bit of fatigue to me. Like it might be like a little bit of a slower
Yeah.
blocky deck, which is cool. That's very in tune with what Warrior has done historically. Like Warrior players hate 2 blocks like the plague. And I
I
think
get that.
that there's a wide open design space for another cool. And I love that they went the route of another untalented hero. I think that is a very
Hmm.
lost art in these times of every set is a talent
That's
or a class. Sorry, with pirate, it's a talent
yeah. I mean,
for now. For
class
now.
and talent don't really have super distinctions. I think it's just a class.
No,
Like
not at all.
it's a talent, but I went crazy when that set was being dropped. I don't know if you like remember, but I'm like, they can't have pirate as a talent. That's a class. That's an identity of a
What is a class?
job.
I don't know if
Yeah,
you remember.
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember them
they like
saying,
specified. They're like, this is a class, and then I remember talking to Luke in the car about it, and I was like, it's just a talent until they make a character that's just a pirate.
yeah.
Like, what are we talking about?
Well, and I remember it because I'm like, it means nothing to how the game plays or anything else. And
Yeah,
I'm like, lore though. I'm like, in my mental lore, like that just doesn't make any sense to call it a talent. It's like you're not interacting with the magic or the world or the environment of
yeah,
pirates. I'm like, you are a pirate. So like when they said that, oh, there's just dual class, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm good. I'm backing
yeah.
up and leaving now.
You're like complaints redacted.
Yeah, you fixed everything by just calling it a class instead of a talent. Nothing else. But yeah, I'm interested to see where they go with this. My mind can go too many directions with this.
Yeah, I think upcoming products have really been knocking it out of the park for me, all things considered, where it's like I'm really excited. Also, one thing that we haven't talked about is the full reveals of the Arachne deck,
Mm-hmm.
which I really want to highlight one card specifically. Rage Baiters, incredible name, by the way. As someone who's lived on online for most of my life, incredible name. But it's fascinating to me that they were able to make a card. Well, for anyone who doesn't know what it does, it's basically attack react, pay one, and tap it to give target attack with stealth on hit mark. And then it's got a blade break one. And it's arms though. And that's a very powerful effect. It doesn't destroy itself.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the opportunity to give on hit mark on your equipment always. Like that's pretty good. But it has the meaningful deck building constraint of you can't run flick knives anymore. You can't run two uninteractable or uninteractable, generally not non-blockable flicks that will give someone a mark on a hit, which is pretty important for the
Yeah.
hero. I think that it's like I saw that and I'm like, wait, this shit's broken. And then I thought about it for a second more. I'm like, you can't run flick knives. That's pretty bad. And I'm wondering if the restriction of not being able to run these really broken equipment is meaningful enough that it'll find a place, or if it's just one of those like weird foldover equipments that
Yeah.
just kind of ends up not getting played.
I hope it finds a place. The other thing that I was like super concerned about was like it felt like a recently like all assassin stuff was just like hyper disruptive and like okay, go again disruption into go again disruption and I was like, "Oh man, they're just going to make
Um,
yeah. Yeah, I'm like they're just like I was worried they're just going to make this thing like, "Oh, it's just disruption the deck." Like every go again is disruption. The only way to counter is to block, but then there's tarantula toxin, so your block doesn't matter, this that or another thing. So that's why I was like, man, I'm really worried about what they print. And I thought what they printed was like unique and interesting. And I think it allows the deck to do other things than just disruption and disruption. I don't remember the names of the cards, but there was I think it was red 0 for 3 stealth that blocks 3 that says, or stealth, isn't it? And isn't it your next attack with stealth gains go again?
yeah, that's called creep.
Creep. And I thought that's
Uh,
super cool because that feels exactly like Arachne, or like yeah, like that Arachne does. Is like I'm gonna go
yeah,
wide. I'm gonna throw a
yeah, I'm
thousand zings at
slithering
you.
around.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
throw
I'm
that.
slipping through the cracks. I'm going around.
Yeah,
I'm doing my thing.
like this has go again. My next attack has go again. Like I'm a ninja for a turn, except some of my attacks do
Well,
have disruption.
fascinating thing about creep specifically is it doesn't have go again. So if you play it on your second link, you can't make it be a third link.
Yeah,
You have, sorry, if you play it on your, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So if you play it on your second link, it won't give you an opportunity to fully extend. But instead, it basically goes, first thing already has go again. Second thing now gets go again. Play a third card. Dunzo. You don't get this weird opportunity to be like, unless you're like cashing in snaps or black tie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is a very powerful effect. I think that they have done always kind of a good job of restricting the assassin card pool to only having certain cards have stealth. I
Mm,
think that it's a little bit of a design problem of like a lot of the contract cards just got forgotten about. So there's an entire set of support that Assassin just doesn't really have access to anymore unless you're playing Huntsman. And I think that Creep is another one of those cool cards where it's like it is a powerful effect that has a very real opportunity cost in the sense of it says next card with stealth that you play gets go again, not next attack has go again.
mm.
I think that's pretty important. And it's also pretty important for the next card that they revealed, which is a card called Horrors of the Past, which is a yellow 2 attack stealth that when it attacks, it gains the base abilities of the last attack action with stealth that you played this combat chain.
I think that one's
Fascinating card.
so cool, and I think that's like a
Imagine if Bonds was legal.
I thank God it's gone. But like I think it's so cool because it allows you to like still do the assassin's thing of like I'm going to disrupt you no matter what because I'm throwing the same disruption at you turn after turn after like oh you're marked. That means on hit mark of the Black Widow. 3 go again on hit banish a card. And they're like, I'm blocking that out. It's like, okay. 3 on hit, banish a card. Like,
Yep.
on hit,
Same
banish
thing.
a card. Like, exact
Well,
same
you
thing.
play Prog into Horrors, you get Prog twice, but you only need 1 copy of it.
Yeah.
And then that also can give you the opportunity to go stealth card with go again from Slippy's ability, play Take Up the Mantle, which turns it into that card. Have it have go again, play Horrors of the Past. It turns into the transformed card. You didn't even need that transformed card in your hand at the start of the turn,
Yeah.
which is pretty interesting to me at the very least. Like I think that there's a lot of fun opportunities to play these like weird, goofy lines that is kind of making Slippy interesting because Slippy historically is like you're basically just a ninja assassin that ruined the class of assassin for all the other assassins. So I'm hoping
I'm
that they can make an interesting hero out of them.
yeah, and I'm hoping that like they get a chance to shine from this. I'm hoping that they're playable, but I'm hoping they're not like what they were before where it's like I'm throwing bonds. Are you going to block it? Oh, you did block it? Well, I didn't have any reaction, so boom,
Yeah,
boom,
Arsenal
boom.
pass.
Arsenal pass. Or like, oh, bonds. I'm not gonna block it. Oh, funny thing, it's actually bonds for 18.
Yeah, it's actually 18 on hit, you lose.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Funny
this I
thing.
think a understated thing about Bonds getting banned is Bonds had this weird thing of you play it and then you go Bonds and then they tank there for 10 minutes and you've lost 10 minutes of your round time in a competitive event and you're like,
Yeah.
what if we tie now? That's actually what made me stop playing new.
Yeah. I.
So as the next assassin main, I'm actually pretty happy that the card is banned. I think it was a blight on the design space of the class.
I also thought that the problem with bonds wasn't necessarily the on hit, but more the fact that it gave +3 as well. Because like you can try and play it
Zero
like
for 4 blue.
yeah, it like it was always it was a 0 for 4 blue with the best disruption in the entire game. So that's why I was like, if this was a 0 for 1 by like Prague, like I wouldn't feel so bad. And there's a lot more times I can play around it because like the +3 mattered a lot. I think like I'm like, okay, I'm playing around the bonds. And then they're like, just a Nick +3. Bonds is actually coming in for 9. I'm like, well, I could have blocked
9,
7.
yeah.
I'm like, I had the defense reaction. I put 1 card in front of it. I could have blocked 7, but just Nick just put it over because it's +3. And it's like, I honestly thought it could have stayed if it didn't get the +3. Even if it was like +1 or +1, I would have been like, okay, that's annoying, but like whatever. It's a 0 for 2 blue with the best disruption in the game. But I'm excited with how they're taking Arachne, and I'm hoping they are playable. The and I like taking that. I think we should like going into one of the last things I want to talk about. At least I want to talk about, but there's the Black Friday promos that I don't know where they got spoiled actually, but they got spoiled somewhere, so we get to see what the Black Friday promos are. I don't know if you've seen them yet. Oh, sorry. But yeah, the Black. I didn't realize you had your headphones out. But the Black
Well, sorry,
Friday,
I think that for a second.
you what?
My headphones died for a second.
Oh, that makes sense. Sorry, but like the Black Friday promos, like, have you seen them yet?
I have. They're as someone who's been screaming from the rooftops since Blades came out of like, why is Superstar not printed in rainbow flame? It's a little silly,
Mm.
and the fact that it's like, oh, here's the cold foil at the very least. Like, I think that it's a little funny to me that they're printing so much bling for a hero that they kind of designed to be weaker than everyone else. She's pretty good in Silver Age, but it's a little interesting to me that there's so much support and bling for a hero that no one is playing.
I I think Pleiades is super cool. I'm super happy to see more
She's
bling
awesome. She's
for a
one of the coolest
hero.
heroes they've ever made.
Yeah, I think that I think they expected her to be a lot better. I think they
Well, they designed her like all of her cards are inherently below rate because they expect you to have what happens next on the board, and then Cries of Encore would be good if it was easier to get cheered, but her hero text doesn't cheer you. So like, there's just a lot of inbuilt problems with the
welcome
hero,
back.
which is not unfixable. Compendium of Wraith, upcoming expansion
Oh yeah.
slots. I think the hero is going to be playable and going to be good. She's just not there just right now.
I think she's very close. And I like again, I think it's like I
I
think
think so
she
too.
got hurt a lot from the book banning just because they're like, man, like just doing crazy offensive things, we have to power everything down a little bit. Like we
Yeah,
can't just like have her get plus 10 on her attack and then throw this with confidence and then take the entire hand or this that or another thing. So I think that like unfortunately, again, a lot of the classes in this set got hit because of it. And I think that I think that's her problem. I think she was expected to be the best hero, and I think it was something where it just didn't pan out exactly how they wanted it to be.
yeah. Well, another Guardian getting absolutely fucked for no reason moment.
But anyway, I'm excited
Should
to
have
see
played a core
more.
class.
Yeah. I enjoy suffering, I guess. But
No,
I
Valda's awesome.
what?
Valda's awesome.
Falda's so cool. She's so cool. I think she's actually this close to being playable. Like I think she's very close. It's just I think she lacks a little bit of consistency. But
Yeah, I think it's too hard to make the third seismic.
I mean, I think that's what Leyline's there for. And like I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
if we had better Heave 2 cards, it wouldn't be a problem and she'd be really good. It's just the Heave 2 cards are blank. Heave
Yeah,
2
they
like
they say 10 on them.
yeah, which I mean still good, but moving
Yeah,
on
good
from
number.
that though, it's like I'm happy they're like blinging out heroes more. Like I think the best way to make the
Oh,
game
so good.
more affordable is to, like create bling. That's the expensive part, and they're like, oh, this
Yeah,
non-foil majestic. Like who wants to play that? And then someone that's just getting in the game like, oh, this is so cool. I got all this stuff that I can fill in my deck and make my deck, and I don't have to pay a lot. So I'm very happy
yeah,
to
it's
see
like $5, $10 for. That's like what cards should cost anyway. Like, I don't think that we should be playing like $80 M's. Like, I think
that.
that's a
Yeah.
little silly. And I think that the fact that like they're adding more bling for
Mm.
cool heroes of lower rarity cards, I think the big thing is that in the past they've made so much bling for cards that no one plays, and the fact
Yeah.
that they're making bling for some functional cards, like there's definitely some cards that Pleiades wants to play in there. There's an incredible RKO card with booze.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but the crucial thing is that these are like buy a box from us. Like they're like gift with purchase from us for Black Friday. And I think that the fact that it's basically just adding more bling that isn't in a product that isn't RNG for
Mm-hmm.
that much, that I think that's pretty cool for the game. I think them
I think it's super cool.
supporting stores in ways that doesn't involve like, hey, just spend more money. I think that it just furthers my positive sentiment about the direction that Alice is going with a lot of their product choices. I still don't agree with some of their like hero balancing decisions with like, Syndra and stuff. I think Syndra's a little bit of a silly hero, but it definitely further reinforces. And those got spoiled today, right?
I think so. Like I said, I was actually preparing for this video. I'm like, I should, or the podcast. I'm like, I should look through the spoilers again just to make sure there wasn't anything I missed on stream. I'm like, actually, there was, and I don't know
Yeah,
if it was
actually,
on
that's another
stream.
thing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I'll just add that on the bottom. But yeah, it's
I think it was on stream earlier today or yesterday, one of those two.
yeah. I don't know when it was, but it is super cool, and I'm super excited to see that kind of bling.
I hope it's a thing they do every year moving forward, or
I
maybe even
hope
more
so,
often,
too.
not just for Black Friday.
That would be super sick. And it like with the
Give me
Guardian,
like a Marvel in there. Give me Marvel Max.
the only thing that made Guardian Mastery Pack somewhat reasonable was the buy a box batter tool pulps. I may
Incredible.
have
The fact that they're like, oh shit, this isn't the set. We gotta fix this.
yeah. Well, I think batter to a pulp was like an emergency created card because they're like Guardian just loses the game because they decided to print Ward. Like Guardian, like oh, you put a Ward on board, Guardian loses. So they're like,
Yeah, I guess we've lost.
we have to do something to make this class that's completely unplayable, somewhat playable. So they just printed an emergency card, and I think it's also they're like, not only do they lose to Ward, but they just straight lose to Gravy Bone, and that allows us like an access to play into Gravy Bones. So like, we need to just give them a solution to play the game because they're not getting anything to actually be able to play as of recent. So I think it's like one, they did that, but like this tells you how much Mastery Guardian pack I have. I have 10 non-promo batter to a pulps.
Did you buy a case?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, love
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, that's so pretty cool. I'm glad I have them, and now I have extra. So if anyone locally needs a batter to a pulp, just hit me up and I will hand it right over. But
Well, the card was like 20, 50, so it's $50.
it was
In that RTM season.
insanely
Or
expensive.
DQ season for it.
Because again, it was the only way Guardian could play the game, and it was locked behind top 8ing or top 4ing in RT or ProQuest season, which was like crazy.
Yeah, that's so silly. Also, the only way to get Volta, but then they like weren't very clear on when Volta was legal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was so funny because like she was legal, but it's like that was such a weird period. But
Yeah, I remember talking about it, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on with Volta?" And then everyone's like, "I don't know. There's no reason to play her anyway."
and then there was me at the armories like I'm playing Valda today. Yeah, but
You've always been the goat for that.
like I remember seeing Valda in Everfest. I'm like, she is so cool. I can't wait for the adult hero. And then the adult hero didn't come forever, and I didn't completely forget about her, but I'm like, whatever. And then they're like, Guardian Mastery Pack. I'm like, there has to be Valda. They're like, Valda. I'm like,
Well, everyone kept talking about 42 health, and it's like I feel like we're missing the point here.
yeah, the hero text is pretty good, but
Yeah, I think the hero text is pretty good. Like they could make a lot of interesting stuff out of this. And they're like, no, but like we gotta really retain the identity of it. She has more than 20 health. It's like, no, we don't. What are we talking about?
I think she should have 42. You see how she's relevant in the meta? Not. If she had 42, would she be more relevant? Perhaps.
I think Kasai should start with a gold. Without Crown of Dominion.
Well, unfortunately, neither of us get what we want, and
Yeah, if we're living in the world of delusion.
42 wouldn't be that bad, would it? In the fatigue class?
Yeah, a free gold wouldn't be that bad either. Turn
Yeah.
0 guy, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. But yeah.
I'll do that anyway.
Oh man. Yeah, that's the Dominion is Crown of Dominion is surprisingly good card.
Dude, I got a fucking regicide thrown at me the other day.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
It was kind of awesome, actually. Well, it was awesome because it was our friend Jared. He looked at me and he said, "Time to throw," and he threw that regicide. But I had like 40 cards in my Vanish Zone and like 3 cards left in deck, a bunch of health, but like basically every card in my deck in my Vanish Zone. And he's like, "I'm not gonna check it. Like it's got to be unblockable, right?" I look at my hand. I mean, he's right next to me. I look at my hand and I'm like, I looked down in my Vanish Zone. I looked for like a while. Hit and run's not in the pile. Block with hit and run. Win. Great.
How's
Incredible.
that not in the pile? That's crazy, but yeah. That's so funny. I love Regicide.
Everything else in my hand could block.
That's crazy.
It's the only time
Oh.
it's ever been resolved to me, and I'm like, wow, I currently am royal. That sucks.
This does say on hit lose, huh? Doesn't it?
Yeah.
This is probably the worst on hit in the game. For both of us, actually. If I block this, you
Yeah.
lose.
Yeah, on block loses a pretty bad stipulation for a
Yeah.
card, it turns out.
Oh, yeah, that's. Yeah, it's.
Especially because funny thing about Regicide is that you can like double discard mental block and have it just not hit you.
Well, you know how many Royal Heroes don't have like a mental block or anything like that?
All of them.
Yeah, it's. That's true. I mean, you have the agility one that prevents two.
Incredible card, love that guy.
Yeah, it's a very good card. Block two, go again on your next turn.
Savior of many a turn cycles.
Yeah. But anyways, do you have anything else that you want to add on like the topic of worlds or any of that information?
Where was Cody Reddy on any of these streams?
Yeah, I know, right? I don't
Did he
think he
lag?
actually.
Did he like disconnect?
I don't think he was actually in Worlds. I think he
I don't think he was either.
either doing side events or the calling. I don't actually. I should ask him how he did and what he did, but I'm not actually
Yeah,
sure.
bad friend alert.
I know.
I know that he's like a big Dio enjoyer, so real
Hmm.
chance he played some LL. I know that Luke debuted on Dio.
Oh, that's cool. I think
He ended up like 60th or something.
Dio's very cool in LL, so that's really cool.
Oh yeah. Well, especially if you like go like the full Thoreau like system reset deck where you're just like, I might just lose because my deck does nothing, but there's a chance and it'll throw like 80 damage at you on one turn, and that's kind of sick.
Yeah, Cerebellum, Art of War,
From
Art
a
of
spectator
War.
point of view, do that shit into me in a real game, complaining for the next hour.
I'm jumping over the table and fighting you physically. No, but
I have people for that. I send cell swords at you for that.
fair enough.
They'll fly over the table for me.
As Valda, I'm
Oh no, Valda gets her hands dirty. She's going in.
yeah, I'm going in and I'm kicking you out of the event. Like
Hell yeah.
I'm the bouncer now. Like you can't do this.
Yeah,
like,
they say high octane. You go. This is CC.
like the funny
Yeah, that's
thing
my
is,
only thought on Worlds.
I think Valda's like the only like non-Art of War user hero that's actually like kind of sad about the Art of War ban because like whenever someone starts drawing against me, I don't care what their effects are. Like Blood Rush Bellow, I'm like, oh yeah, like keep going.
You're like 2 surges. Is it my birthday?
Yeah, when I already like I only needed to create one and boom, I'm online. I'm like, oh, and then they're like, I'll draw and discard again. And they're like, get me up to 6. I'm like, shield blocks 5, like. Sure, get
Yeah.
+2 on the Blood Rush Bellow. Throw 2 attacks, like +4. You gave me +6, so that was
Pretty good.
-1 value to play Blood Rush Bellow. I'm pretty excited about that. Plus, I get to play this attack for free. But
And you get
yeah,
the moral high ground if someone played Blood Rush into you.
yeah, it's fun playing Valda and seeing someone pop off, and I'm like, keep going, keep drawing. Or like Gravy Bones, like Valda was much better into Gravy Bones when Tipple was like all the Tipples were legal. Because like Valda would be
Don't get me
like,
started on Gravy Bones. Hate that guy.
like I would see them start playing like a Tipple chain or like playing Tipples in general. And I'd be like, oh, keep like blue Tipples are so exciting nowadays. But like Tipple, I'm like, okay, keep drawing, keep going, dig for that gold, keep digging, please. Oh, batter to a pulp for free
You're like,
now.
started my turn. 10 seismic pop. Throw this attack for free.
I think the highest amount I had was like 18, and I think it was like 2 armories ago. It was something crazy.
Whoa.
But
Did you win?
I think I can't remember. Yeah. Because it was I played the Promising Terrain, which creates extra seismic surge when I do it, and then I did the chess piece, created a seismic surge. I think I attacked, hit, and I played Leyline, so Leyline created 2, and then the hit created 2, so I was at 6 already. And then I think maybe I had I can't remember what happened, but it was like, they did like a triple Blood Rush or double Blood Rush turn. I'm like, it doesn't matter at this point, but I like turning the dice. Because like, oh, Blood Rush, draw 2. Up 3. Blood Rush, oh, okay. Up 3. And then they're like, Wild Ride, draw a discard. I'm like, oh, okay, up 2. And I'm like, the
It's
whole
very relevant for the pulverizing.
yeah. But it was like they did that. I'm
Notice that
like,
Gravy is on the reviled poster, by the way.
is Gravy on the reviled poster?
Actual villain.
That's so funny. But yeah, it's like it was fun to take up the dice, but I'm like, I already have 6. You don't need to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually, Brute, you can stop your turn now.
Yeah.
Stop hitting me.
Yours isn't actually not like you drawing more doesn't actually benefit me this turn. So like you can pause.
Yeah, I'd
but-
appreciate if you stopped throwing Wild Ride at me. Please stop that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Wild Ride go again into Bear Fangs. So like I'm like, okay, but yeah, it was fun to take up all those counters. I never thought I would get like I've gotten above 10 a few times, but it's like I never thought I would get like above 15. I just remember going, that's a lot of seismic surge. I like remember at the start of my turn, I'm like, 18 seismic surge pop. And it was blessing, so I drew a card. I don't run pulverize. I wish I did in that moment. Like I was thinking, I'm like, if I had pulverize, I could almost run 2 for free with a. Well, not that it carries over, but like, if they carried over,
You go,
I could go.
on hit, somehow give it on hit, go again.
Mm-hmm.
Do it again with your hand this time.
Yeah, by pitching blues. But yeah, it it was cool. But anyways, we should start closing up shop. Is there anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Wonderful tangent.
That seems to be a theme of this podcast. Start something, end somewhere else.
Welcome to Yapping with Your Girl. I will talk about anything and everything for hours off on end. Before you know it, you're leaving the armory at midnight, 1 a.m. But you had a great time.
So,
Not a whole lot. I mean, thanks for having me. Glad to be here. Despite any shade I threw, love Cody Reddy, love Jacob Ricka. And you know what I love the most? Sword. Give it go again. Play something else. Chain's broken. Break the fucking chain.
breaking the chain. Ugh, I think that's a perfect spot to end it. I'm Jacob, and this is Seren. Thank you again for joining me. Have a good one. Bye.